Hello and welcome back to this video. As you can see from the last one, I've just carried on and I've practiced these a few times. I've changed the orientation, I've turned them around like that. You can see that some of my lines aren't, I'm saying 30 degrees, some of my lines aren't, but that's okay. As long as I keep these lines parallel, it tends to look okay and work quite well. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can make these pop off the page a little bit more. Now, I'm sorry for any arachnophobes out there, but if you imagine my hand as a spider, I know it only has 5 fingers, and not the 8 that it should have. Now, if this little spider, I'm going to draw a little spider on this surface here like that. So I'm going to draw a little spider on there. Now, if that little spider crawls from one surface to the other, and you can still see him, then the line that he crawls across doesn't change. You're like, well, what does that mean? Now, if this little spider crawled down the back of that, you wouldn't be able to see him anymore. So what happens there is we then want to emphasize that line. So I'm going to take my pen and I am going to emphasize that line. When he crawls down the back, that line becomes thick. Now again, he crawls from this surface onto this orange surface, it doesn't change. But when he crawls down the back there, I can no longer see him, so that line becomes thick. And he crawls from this surface around the back there, and it becomes thick. So I'm going to go around and think about the surfaces where my spider would disappear. And in this case, because it's quite a simple object, it's just the outline of the object, like that. Yeah. Now this one, same object, but slightly different. So the spider's on here, and it crawls around to here, so this stays the same. But when he's on here, and he crawls around the back there, that line becomes dark because you can't see him because he's on this surface that's behind. And I'm going to go around and I'm thinking, well, he crawls from here to here, so that stays the same. Here round to there, that becomes dark. Round to there, becomes dark. Round underneath, that becomes dark. Round the back, across down the back, he disappears, like that. So the same one with this, spider on this surface stays the same. Spider on there crawls down there, that becomes dark. Spider on there crawls around the back, that becomes dark. Spider on there crawls to that surface underneath, that becomes dark. From there to there stays the same. From there round, that becomes dark. That becomes dark. That becomes dark. That becomes dark. Yeah, and hopefully you can see that makes the object sort of pop out, creates more of a contrast in the line. And I'm just going to go around the rest of my objects thinking where the spider would be seen. So he would disappear there, and there, there. So in a simpler shape, it's usually just the outline. But in a more complex shape, it's the inside as well. Now, if you haven't got a pen, that's fine. You can just go over it a couple of times with either a pen, or you can go back, if you have a pencil, you can go back over in a pencil. Now, like that. Now, if you really want to, now I know a lot of people don't like any rulers when we're sketching, but I don't mind a ruler. If it helps you, then that's all good. And I'm just going to go and I'm going to darken in my lines around there so I can press a little bit harder because I'm more confident with it being straight, like that, with my ruler. Like that. Okay, have a little practice and then emphasize your edges, thinking about the spider. If you don't like spiders, think about it as a ladybird or something like that. Okay, thank you. Bye just now. Hope you enjoyed that.